Today's story is one of the most crazy relationship story I've ever heard. And this thing happened in 2017. Though it has been happening for a while, lately this case has been kind of reopened and updated into a better direction. So let's just talk about the story then. Su Xiaomao is a 37 years old single guy. Growing up, he has been tough. He's coming from a farmer's background, so grew up is very poor. And also he has 4 other siblings, so his parents have to take care of 5 of them. Him being the youngest, of course, all the siblings taking really good care of them. So until he went to college, they were still paying for his tuition, supporting the brother. Su Xiaomao is really good because he was able to get full scholarship in his college, and he's working part-time as a professor assistant to make some living. Eventually, he got bachelor degree and master degree in computer science. After he graduated, he decided to develop his own app. 5 years later, he made this app. It's called WePhone. It's one of the virtual phone call application that you can download on your phone and you can make phone call internationally. The app had 20 million users at prime times. So by the age of 30, he became a multimillionaire. As soon as he got rich, he bought a new house for his parents in his hometown. He told all his siblings that all nephews and nieces' tuition, he will pay for all of them. Because he knew that, education is everything. It's because of education and the love from his sibling that he was able to make it today and be so successful in his career at such a young age. Now, around 5 years later, when the career settled down, become stabilized, he kind of reached the age of like 35, 37. So he's like wanting to settle down and have a family. So when he reached 37, he joined this matchmaking services in China. So the thing about matchmaking services in China is that it's not being very popular among millennials, but it's been very popular among people who are older age. Because to them, it's a traditional way to find somebody to settle down. It's more serious, especially they have to pay entrance fee around like $1,000 to $5,000. So if you want to find people around the same level of you, matchmaking service kind of the way to go in China. They will find you the similar people that you like who are also members and set you guys on a date together. So on March 30th, 2017, he got settled on this new date with this new girl whose name is called Zhai Xingxing. She's 6 years younger than him. And when he saw her, his mind was blown because she is everything he would ever wanted for a wife, a future partner. Now she's very smart. She's very innocent looking, very beautiful face. And she's tall. And she is smart with a master's degree. Well educated from both parents are professors in college, and she also is rich. She owns a coffee shop, knows 60 types of ways to make coffees, and she knows how to dance. And the best thing from her bio is that she's not a typical rich girl. She's not spoiled. She doesn't depend on her parents. She's very independent, doesn't like to spend money. Now, all of that really just hit in the heart of Su Xiaomao. And not only that, after the first date, right? That night, Zhai Xingxing texted him, telling him that he is love at first sight to her. And she just told him that there's some weird feelings about it, that she just feel like he is going to be her future baby daddy. Now, Su Xiaomao is a very shy person, he's a very insecure person because he had hepatitis B virus, which is a transmitted disease. So in Chinese society, if you have this kind of virus, you will usually get discriminated, especially on matchmaking process. And Zhai Xingxing didn't mind at all. She told him that she had this vaccine for hepatitis B virus, so she's not worried about it, and she really liked him. So just 2 weeks since the first date, he bought her Tesla, and I don't know how she did it. Maybe I think because he just thinks she's the one, And 2 weeks after that, they flew all the way to his hometown to visit his parents and siblings. At there, she was really, really sweet girl. When they going on the street, she was holding his mom's hand You know, Jia Xinxin would be cooking at home and washing the dishes, everything, just a dream girl, dream wife. And the siblings liked her, parents really loved her. So it's kind of like, that's it. So after that, it's been a month, right, since the first date. They flew right away to Hainan, Sanya. It's a city that's kind of like Chinese Hawaii. Very sunny, beach. That's where you go for vacation. And it's kind of fancy place, and it's like very expensive. And right away, she took him on this house viewing. On site, they signed this contract and bought this condo that worth around 2 million Chinese yuan, and that is around $200,000. On the contract, he wrote down the owner of the name, which is him and Jia Xinxin. Even though at that time they were not married, this is his way of telling her that I love you, I want to be with you, I just want to settle with you. Now, many people might wonder, like, how can Su Xiaomao fall in love this quickly and give this much? I think it's because he have a low self-esteem, and Jia Xinxin comes into the picture being such a perfect girl. Not only she's pretty, smart, good to his family, but also she's from a really good family background. So to that, he's even more low self-esteem, and he want to compensate that. He want to compensate to tell her that he's able to take care of her. And after buying the condo, they flew right away to Hong Kong to get a shopping spree. So since 2 months they've met, he already spent 470,000 USD. He really wanted to get married with her. But after that, it's really just non-stop drama. It's coming one after one. So they decided they're going to get married next month, June 2nd. But something weird happened on June 1st, the day before. Jia Xinxin woke up in the morning and told him that she had a really weird dream. She dreamed that she actually had been married before, but marriage was only short-lived, like only divorced the same day. But Su Xiaomao has never heard anything like this, and he being a little bit alerted, I guess, he asked her, but have you been married before? Because to him, he thought she was only being in a relationship with one guy in her college, that she told him that it was short-lived, it was nothing serious, and it was not long. That's the only relationship he knew about. So all of a sudden, she actually had been married. He's really confused. Asked her, what is it? Jia Xinxin told him, oh no, it's just like somebody helped a friend of her that need a Beijing residency, you know? It's really hard in China to get a Beijing residency or Shanghai residency, because with those residency, you get a lot of social benefits. So she's saying that she's doing that to help a friend to get that residency, and they were quickly divorced, so it's nothing serious. Just doing friend for a favor. It's not like she actually had a marriage with somebody. But Su Xiaomao still wanted to know what happened, so he asked her, can I take a look at the divorce paper that we had? She said, you can, but it's my privacy, so if you really want to take a look at it, you have to pay for $120,000 for it. And Su Xiaomao feel like, well, it's not like I'm not gonna marry her, I want to marry her, and this is kind of the only way to go, so he transferred the money to her right away. On the divorce paper, the guy that she divorced to is actually not the same guy that she told him. The guy divorced her and compensated her $20,000. After reading the paper, he want to get married, but it's just like roller coaster have been going on, that he want to take a couple days break. He's being exhausted. He want to look good on the picture, on the marriage picture. So he just told her that, can we take a break a little bit? I want to rest a little bit and then we go get married. Like, I just don't want to do it right away. And that went to a second biggest fight I've ever had. She even punched him in the eyes and left him again. Su Xiaomao was again very sad of her leaving. And he's been thinking about everything that he has done that is wrong to her. Keep texting her, saying sorry about it, begging her to come back to him, telling her that it's not he doesn't want to get married, he's just being really, really exhausted. But at this point, Jia Xinxin has kind of know what kind of game she had. So she's telling him that, you have to pay $7,000 every day to me until the day I decide to forgive you. And he did. He did all that. Eventually, they were able to successfully get married. That's when you think everything will be good now, right? It's time to settle down, just live the life, build a relationship, but that's really the opposite of where it went. So after they got married, Jia Xinxin kind of stopped going to his place and stopped living with him. And she said, because your apartment is 15th floor, that's kind of high, and she's afraid of height. Doesn't want to live there anymore. So she wanted him to sell this apartment and buy a new house. And what house she wanted him to buy? No problem, don't worry about it. She already had the link and she sent it to him, say, please buy this house and sell this condo you had. And that house is kind of expensive, costs around 3.5 million Chinese yuan. That's around $500,000. And Su Xiaomao has already spent most of the cash on her before they got married. All of the other cash he had in hand are all in the stock market. So he really doesn't have the money to buy a new house. And he doesn't want to sell this apartment. So he told her that I really cannot do it because I don't have this much money right now. Just cannot do it. It cannot happen. And he has been really exhausted. As you can imagine, it's been like a roller coaster since he met her. Let's just get a divorce. I will agree to get divorced with you. And the thing you can get is the condo we bought in, the Chinese Hawaii that we got. And we can split half and half and, that will be yours. That is not good enough for Jia Xinxin. She said that I want $1.5 million for compensation for my divorce with you. And not only that, she said if you refuse to do that, she will report his company to her uncle, who has a very strong so-called police background, who will really stir the pot up. Eventually, he will be put into the jail. So she was really threatening him to pay him $1.5 million, or he will lose everything, literally the company. On top of that, she took her mom to his apartment, yelling, just forcing him to sign this divorce settlement of him paying $1.5 million. And under the threat, he signed the paper. Now, at this time, the things has been getting really rough. He already sold his stock for around $1 million and already paid her $1.1 million. Jia Xinxin just keeps continually harassing him. So on June 9th, 2017, only 3 months since they met, he wrote a letter and published it on his app that 20 million users was able to read it. The letter explained everything about why he's ending his life today and what his ex-wife has been doing to him to lead him down this road today. Now, after he sent this message on the app, Jia Xinxin got really mad. She keeps harassing him, saying mean things, telling him, why don't you just die now? Why are you saying things on the app? Now everybody knows. You're making me really embarrassing. I'm gonna kill you. And like all the horrible things. Xiaomao decided to walk up to the top floor of his apartment building, and he jumped from that building and ended his life. That night, at 5 a.m. when he did that, his sister was still sleeping in his apartment with him because, they were supporting him, trying to help him go through that. They were planning on after all this is over, Su Xiaomao will go back to his hometown, take a break, but this is just too much for him. Now, after Su Xiaomao died, obviously his families and siblings, brothers and sisters are really, really devastated. 4 of the other siblings, they decided to work together to fight for his little brother's justice. So his older sister decided to retire early, and she's gonna put all her energy onto taking care of the parents. And other siblings, the brothers, they decided to one spend time on the lawyer, one spend all the time to looking for proofs about this case, have more details. For 6 years after, since his brother left this world, they were able to find enough proof that Jia Xinxin has ulterior motives, including the day that she brought him to the Chinese Hawaii to buy the condo. It's her tactics, and they have all the proof. 6 years, if it's not, they are fighting together. This case will not be turned from civil litigation to crime of extortion. And now, Jia Xinxin has finally been charged and arrested.